Hey everyone, Sam here from Silly Stories for Kids. Guess what? Here's another story made up on the spot just for you. We hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's go! One day, a little boy named Nicholas was sitting at home. Now, they had some presents that they were getting ready to wrap for Christmas. "All right, Nicholas, can you go grab the wrapping paper?" said his mum. Okay, he said. He raced off to the cupboard to go see what was there, but when he got there was no wrapping paper anywhere. "Oh dear," said Nicholas, "there doesn't seem to be any, Mum." "Oh, but we can't get any more." "Oh, I guess we'll have to go to the shops then," she said.
"I've got a better idea,"
said a voice. "Who said that?" said Nicholas, looking around the room. All of a sudden, out from the middle of his toys stepped a teddy bear.
"Hello,"
said the teddy bear.
"My name's Teddy Winkle."
"Oh, hi Teddy Winkle," said Nicholas. "Do you have some wrapping paper with you?"
"Well, no, I don't have any with me, but I can take you to where the wrapping paper is made,"
said Teddy Winkle. "The factory," said Nicholas's mum.
"No, everybody just thinks it's made in a factory. It actually comes from somewhere very, very, very special."
"Really?" said Nicholas.
"Really?" said Teddy Winkle. "Would you like to come?"
Mum, can I go?" "Well," she said, "we do need more wrapping paper."
"All right, let's go,"
said Teddy Winkle. "Hooray," said Nicholas. "How do we get there, though?"
"Well, do you have any leftover wrapping paper tubes?"
said Teddy Winkle. Yes, I think we do," said Nicholas. He raced back over to the cupboard and brought one out. "Here you go," he said.
"Oh, good one, thanks."
Teddy Winkle held it over the top of his head. He looked up through the hole.
"Oh, yep, this one will do. All right, so what we need to do,"
he said.
"First of all, we need to point it to where the wrapping paper comes from. It's a little bit near the chocolate jungle, so if we line it up this way,"
said Teddy Winkle, twisting it very, very carefully. He held it just this way, then just that way.
"All right, I think that's about right. Nicholas, can you check?"
How do I check?" said Nicholas.
"Just put your finger on the wrapping paper roll and you'll feel a tingle."
Nicholas put his finger on it, and sure enough, he could feel some tingling. "I can feel it," he said.
"All right, that means we're ready. When I say go, we've got to jump on this wrapping paper roll as hard as we can. Are you ready?"
Okay, said Nicholas.
"Ready? 1, 2, 3, go!"
yelled Teddy Winkle. And Teddy Winkle and Nicholas jumped into the air and jumped directly onto the wrapping paper roll. Pfft. "Nothing happened," said Nicholas.
"Hold on,"
said Teddy Winkle. The wrapping paper roll turned into a rocket and blasted straight out Nicholas's window. It zoomed through the sky. "Wow!" yelled Nicholas as they were flying above all kinds of strange things.
"Here we go,"
said Teddy Winkle. As it zoomed, everything began to get very sparkly, and then all of a sudden, they were in a completely different place. Nicholas looked around. All the trees looked very different, and all the houses looked very different, and all the people looked extremely different. "Where are we?" said Nicholas.
"We are in wrapping paper land."
"Wrapping paper land?" said Nicholas. "Is that a real place?"
"Well, come have a look,"
said Teddy Winkle. As they zoomed down towards the ground on their wrapping paper roll, Nicholas and Teddy Winkle climbed off. Nicholas started looking around. The trees did look different. They've got strange patterns on them. And there's all kinds of strange patterns on the grass as well. And there's pictures in the dirt.
"I know, how fun is it?"
said Teddy Winkle.
"Now, we need to find you some new wrapping paper, don't we?"
Yes, that's a good idea." Just then, two people made entirely out of wrapping paper came over to where Teddy Winkle and Nicholas were standing.
"Excuse me, did I hear you say that you need some wrapping paper?"
Yes, said Nicholas, we do.
"And where were you planning on getting that wrapping paper?"
said the wrapping paper person. I'm not quite sure."
"Well,"
said Teddy Winkle,
"we came to wrapping paper land so that Nicholas could choose his very own special wrapping paper."
"Well, you've came to the exact right place,"
said the person made entirely out of wrapping paper.
"Come with us."
It extended its wrapping paper hand out towards Nicholas. Nicholas took hold of it. It felt very strange and crumply holding a wrapping paper hand, but it was quite funny too.
"All right, but in wrapping paper land, we do everything a little bit different. You need to skip instead of walk. Can you skip, Nicholas?"
"I can try," said Nicholas. So Nicholas started skipping along the road with Teddy Winkle and the wrapping paper people. As they skipped through into town, all the wrapping paper people started to come out of their houses. It had been a long time since they'd seen someone who was not made entirely out of wrapping paper, and even longer since they'd seen a teddy bear.
Look, it's a teddy bear. Oh, that's exciting. Let's wrap him,
said the wrapping paper people.
No!
Yelled Teddy Winkle as he started trying to run, but wrapping paper people came out of the houses everywhere with their wrapping paper and started trying to wrap up the teddy bear.
We love wrapping toys. Yes, let's get him. No, don't get him. He's here for a very special mission,
said the wrapping paper man that had come into town with him.
Ow,
said the other wrapping papers. They were very disappointed. One couldn't hold in its excitement. I'm going to get him! He jumped on Teddy Winkle with a big wrap of wrapping paper and wrapped him up in a tight little bow.
Let me out,
said Teddy Winkle.
It's okay, Teddy Winkle. You can rip the wrapping paper. You don't need to undo all the sticky tape.
Oh, thank you,
said Teddy Winkle as he burst his hands straight out the side. And then his head popped out as well, and 2 legs. He looked very funny because his legs and arms were sticking out and his body was still completely wrapped.
Oh, look at me, said Teddy Winkle. This is fun. I might leave this one on if that's okay.
Of course it's okay, said the wrapping paper person. Now, Nicholas, what kind of wrapping paper would you like for this Christmas?
I don't know, said Nicholas. I've never really thought about it. Christmassy wrapping paper?
Oh!
All the wrapping paper people started to laugh.
That is a very funny joke. We love it. Oh!
I'm not sure that I was joking, said Nicholas, but I do want it to be a little bit Christmassy, but it'd be fun if it was a little bit personal as well.
That is a good idea. How about we make some Nicholas wrapping paper for your Christmas presents this year?
What? Said Nicholas. Nicholas wrapping paper? Well, I guess so. That could be fun, but how do we do it?
Oh, it's a very exciting process. Come with us.
All the wrapping paper people were so excited that they all lifted up Nicholas over their heads and started carrying him through the town. Teddy Winkle was getting carried as well.
Oh, that tickles. Wait.
As they got carried through, they got taken to a very funny, I think it was a Ferris wheel, said Nicholas. As the wrapping paper people put him on the first carriage of the Ferris wheel, it started to move.
Hooray, said Teddy Winkle. Oh, I love Ferris wheels.
It went around, but as it did, strange things appeared to be happening. All these tiny little pieces of paper seemed to be sprinkling all over them, and it was starting to stick. Oh, this is getting sticky, said Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm getting stuck as well. What's happening?
Yelled out Teddy Winkle to the wrapping paper people.
This is the first stage. We need to take an imprint of you.
Oh, okay,
said Teddy Winkle.
Try and stay still.
So Nicholas and Teddy Winkle sat still on the Ferris wheel as it spun around and they got covered with more and more tiny pieces of paper. When it got to the top, all of a sudden, the stickiness seemed to stop sticking. This is a bit strange, said Nicholas.
Yeah, said Teddy Winkle. I wonder what's going to happen next.
As the Ferris wheel started to go back around, all the stickiness seemed to come off them until sitting opposite them in the carriage was what looked like a perfect copy of them, except entirely made out of wrapping paper. When they got back down to the bottom, Teddy Winkle was very confused.
Hello,
he said, trying to talk to the wrapping paper version of him.
They can't talk,
said the wrapping paper person.
Oh, okay,
he said. Then it lifted its arm and it waved.
Ah,
said Teddy Winkle.
But it can wave.
Teddy Winkle sat and looked at it.
What's next?
Well, the best part about wrapping paper is the rolling it flat part.
Rolling it flat, said Nicholas. How do we do that? 2 wrapping paper people came out of some of the houses with some very big rolling pins. Then, the wrapping paper versions of Nicholas and Teddy Winkle laid down on the ground.
You need to use these rolling papers to make sure that they are completely flat. Do you think you can do it?
I guess so, said Nicholas.
What? You can't use your hands. You have to stand on it and roll it with your feet.
What?
Said Teddy Winkle.
That sounds like fun.
They dropped down the rolling pins, and Teddy Winkle climbed onto one, and Nicholas climbed onto the other, and they started rolling back and forth, dancing on top of the rolling pins.
The more fun you have rolling, the more amazing your wrapping paper will become.
Teddy Winkle and Nicholas danced and laughed as they rolled the wrapping paper flat.
All right, I think it's ready,
said the wrapping paper person. Teddy Winkle and Nicholas stood back, and they looked. There on the ground before them was some wrapping paper with Nicholas's face and Teddy Winkle's face all over it. Big smiley faces.
And that is how you make wrapping paper,
said the wrapping paper person. And all the wrapping paper people started to cheer.
Hooray! Yippee! Woo!
Nicholas picked it up off the ground. That is amazing.
And the very special thing about this one is, it's a never-ending supply.
Whoa, said Nicholas. That's amazing.
Yeah, you can wrap all my presents too, said
Teddy Winkle. All right, said Nicholas. We better take this back to my mum. She's going to be so excited. But how do we get home again?
Well, there's a very special way to get out of here. You need to use the magic present box.
The magic present box, said Nicholas.
Follow me.
They followed the wrapping paper person into a giant hall, and in the middle there was what looked like a giant present, but it was open.
Stand here, please,
said the wrapping paper person. So Teddy Winkle and Nicholas stood on the cross in the middle. Then the present box closed in around them.
Goodbye,
yelled the wrapping paper person.
Bye,
yelled Teddy Winkle. Bye, said Nicholas. And as it unwrapped once more, Nicholas and Teddy Winkle were back in Nicholas's house. Wow, said Nicholas's mum. Where did you come from? Then Nicholas held up the wrapping paper. We've got some, he said. Hooray, said his mum. They sat down together and started to wrap all the different presents. They wrapped and they wrapped and they wrapped, but the roll never seemed to get any shorter. What is going on, said Nicholas's mum. Why is this wrapping paper not running out? Well, said Nicholas, I don't think you'd believe me, even if I told you. And that is the end of the story.
This story's been brought to you by Teddy Winkle's Wrapping Paper Shop, the only shop where you can get personalised wrapping paper that never runs out. Haha! We hope you've been enjoying the silly stories for kids. Head over to the website to find out more about what's going on or to join the family. This has been me, Teddy Winkle.
And me, Sam. We'll see you soon.